And 10 TV News at 5 begins with breaking news. Flames and smoke erupt at a popular deli in South Columbus. It started around 3 a.m. at the Ohio Deli on the corner of Williams Road and South High Street. 10 TV's Laura Borchers is on the scene. And Laura, do firefighters know where the fire started and how?
Well, those are early questions to be asking because as we speak, firefighters are still on the scene out here, still working on this fire. And I want to give you your first look at the roof line. It's actually collapsed here. As you look closely, that right there used to be the dining room. Now it is completely exposed from above because the roof line completely collapsed. This for 20 years has stood as the Ohio Deli, a staple in this neighborhood here. And before that, it was Sister's Chicken. Before 3:30 this morning, a passerby called 911 after seeing flames shooting from the kitchen area. When firefighters arrived, they found flames all through the roof line, and they say they were pulling multiple layers of roofing structure from the building, all of them on fire. It became unsafe quickly, and worries of a collapse pushed firefighters to the outside only to fight from the perimeter of the building. Right now, we can tell you this building is a total loss, and the next door neighbor tells us he is sad to see it go.
Such a loyal clientele that even when we had blizzards and the mayor said don't drive, there'd still be people show up over there wanting to eat. I mean, that's how loyal the customers are to that place.
And many of those loyal customers have been out here looking on. Right now, you're looking live at High Street. We're on South High Street, and you can see there's just a layer of ice on the roadway, plus firefighters remain out on the roadway. So the closure here does impact traffic all the way from Marilla to Rumsey on High Street. There is a closure this morning. Now stay with us because fire investigators are being called out here. They have not yet arrived. There's not a whole lot they can do at this point because, as I said earlier, firefighters have decided the building is still unsafe. There are hot areas and flames still in it. Stay with us. We're going to have more on that coming up. Reporting live in South Columbus, I'm Laura Borchers. Back to you.
Thank you, Laura. And this is causing a major traffic problem there in South Columbus. 10 TV's Brittany Begley joins us now with what's closed and how to get around this. Brittany.
This is our concern this morning. If you're headed out with plans of taking South High Street out Williams Road today, you won't be able to take it. This is the area you will need to avoid because of the fire. So as you plan your day, you want to take Parsons Avenue or 71, but you will not be able to take that portion of South High Street. Also, an overnight accident was causing big problems in the traffic center along East Cook Road. I just checked in with the police department. That is no longer an issue. All lanes of East Cook Road are now open, but our major concern is South High Street. So we're going to stay on top of that right here on TV, on the scene, and online. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Brittany. And we do want to welcome you to 10 TV. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Good morning. I'm Karina Nova, in for Jeff and Angela. Jeff is in New Orleans with some warmer weather than we're seeing here for sure. We've been kind of jealous of his live shots because he's just wearing a sweatshirt.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yeah, we're going to show you the game day forecast, and the temperatures, they look pretty nice. I'll take that.
Okay, here it's cold and get ready to deal with that. Let's take a look at our weather here now. So you're saying get ready, bundle up. It's going to stick around.
Oh, yeah. Today's going to be even chillier than yesterday. So it was a frosty start yesterday. We're going to do the same thing again today. It feels like it's in the upper teens for most of us. These are actual air temperatures, most of us in the lower 20s. So you factor in those winds out of the north, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And it looks like it's feeling like it's in the teens. Feels like 18 in Mount Vernon. 17 is what it feels like in Westerville and Dublin, London as well. Feeling like upper teens in Lancaster and Circleville. Visibility looks fine, so don't expect too many problems with that for that Tuesday morning ride in. Again, winds are out of the north and the northwest, so it's going to be another dry day. We saw a nice amount of sunshine yesterday. We'll call it a mix of clouds and sunshine. Same thing today. Partly cloudy skies, but live Doppler 10 radar showing nothing out there. We don't have to worry about flurries or rain showers, anything today. Partly cloudy skies and cooler. Average high for this time of year is 37. So we were way above that over the weekend, and now we're going to below average. A little few ups and downs for us over the next couple of days, but we are seeing a nice amount of sunshine out there today. Looks like as good as it's going to get today is right at the freezing mark. So that's going to be our afternoon high, and that's why we're going to be slightly below average for this time of year. Temperatures getting even cooler as we head towards that New Year's Eve forecast. We're going to tell you what you can plan for, what you're going to need to wear as you head out. We're also, if you're lucky enough, we're going to talk about that game day New Orleans forecast. It's all straight ahead in your hour-by-hour forecast. Karina?
Thanks, Aaron. Right now, a family is planning on searching for this missing woman again in rural Chillicothe. The search will be focused south of Chillicothe near where her car was found. And that's where we find 10 TV's Tino Ramos. And Tino, when will that search continue?
Yeah, Karina, they're hoping to get this thing started come daylight again. They definitely want to get back to work here. Another day of searching for Shasta Hemmelrich. She is the one who went missing last week, and this is a pregnant woman as well here, so clearly there's an urgency to try and find this woman. Let me take you back in yesterday, too, because yesterday, that's when that search really intensified to try and find her. They started where a passerby actually discovered the missing woman's car, and they were armed with alternative light sources, and investigators focused their attention on this one location near train tracks, but appeared to leave empty-handed, as did the sheriff's investigators and volunteer firefighters who spent the day combing the woods and the river for Hemmelrich on horseback, ATV, and by boat, but no signs of this missing woman. You know, no one has seen Shasta Hemmelrich since Christmas Day. She was on her way to pick up a friend around 2:30 Friday morning. Surveillance cameras spotted her about 3:15 at a gas station on East Main Street in Chillicothe. Then Hemmelrich's car was found close by at around 7 a.m. Family members say police found what appears to be blood in her car and the doors wide open. So that is the focus where they are going to continue today. Again, come daylight, they plan on hitting the roads, hitting the train tracks, hitting the wooded areas, trying to find any clues of finding her. We, of course, will stay on it. We're going to bring you another update on this story coming up next half hour. In Ross County, Tino Ramos, 10 TV News.
Covering Central Ohio this morning, the flu is in full swing across Central Ohio, especially in Muskingum County. The Zanesville Times Recorder reports Genesis Hospital in Zanesville treated more than 1,500 patients just last weekend. Since flu season began in October, more than 1,900 influenza hospitalizations have been reported across the state. The hospital says they're fully staffed, but if you have to come in, be prepared. Lines are long. Columbus City Schools says it's excited to start 2015 with new education opportunities, not only for kids, but for adults too. This Week News reporting CCS is planning on starting a health services academy, welding training, and a GED diploma program. Superintendent Dan Good says they're expanding the notion of what is school age. And for the first time in 4 years, the United Way of Fairfield County has hit its goal ahead of schedule. The Lancaster Eagle Gazette reports as of this week, the group exceeded their goal of $1.6 million. The money raised by the United Way goes to support 23 agencies in Fairfield County, from Big Brothers, Big Sisters to local pantries. Glad to see that. Now, we've been talking about this morning while we're up here in the cold, some of our 10 TV staff gets to enjoy warmer weather down in the Big Easy. At 5:15, we join Jeff Hogan in New Orleans with a look at what's in store for the Buckeyes today as the big game inches closer. But first, the head of a Baltimore church is at the center of a deadly crash investigation. And 2 semis, a dog, and 1,000 chickens caused quite a problem on an Oregon highway. Yeah, it's no joke. We'll explain.
It is another frosty start to the day. A lot of the air temperatures right now are only in the upper teens. The good news is we're going to have another beautiful sunrise. We're looking at mostly clear skies today. Coming up, we've got your New Year's Eve forecast. It's all straight ahead.
Welcome back. 5:11 the time right now, and new this morning. A man is facing DUI charges after slamming into Jennifer Lopez's Rolls Royce in California. A drunk driver in a pickup truck rear-ended the award-winning singer and American Idol judge at a stoplight in Malibu back in September. She and her 2 kids were in the car at the time, but not injured. One bicyclist is dead after an Episcopal bishop struck him with her car. Maryland's first female bishop hit the man on Saturday afternoon, and this is not the first time she had been in trouble with the law. 4 years ago, she was given probation for a drunk driving charge. Why did the chicken cross the road? Well, this time, simply by accident. A truck carrying about 1,000 chickens in cages crashed on a highway in Oregon. The driver swerved and crashed with 3 other vehicles trying to avoid a dog on the road. About 50 to 60 chickens got out. No one was injured, and the dog is okay. The Buckeyes' run for the playoffs starts in just 2 days. Next, we join the 10 TV News crew in the French Quarter with how the Buckeyes are preparing for the big game. 5:15 the time right now, and we're following breaking news. South High Street is closed while crews work to fight a fire at a popular deli. Firefighters responded to a fire at the Ohio Deli around 3 this morning, and we have a crew on the scene, and we'll bring you another update coming up in just 15 minutes. Switching gears now, the road to the title continues in New Orleans this morning, with more Buckeye fans making their way down towards the Big Easy. And many are gathering in the popular French Quarter area. And that's where we find 10 TV's Jeff Hogan. Jeff, I see now you are at one of my favorite restaurants having a beignet. I'm so jealous. How is it?
I knew you would be, Karina. That's why I came
you did
here,
this.
and you should be jealous because you know they only do a couple of things here, right? They do coffee and beignets, but they do them just about as good as anybody in the world. So these little, I wore dark today purposely, just so I could get the beignets all over me and you'd be able to see how good this powdered sugar is. But they're open 24 hours, and just a little while ago, they were packed in here, okay? Some folks right on the edge of the French Quarter here, so folks making their way over from a couple other streets and trying to get their beignet on here. But I can tell you, 1862 is when they opened here. Can you believe it's been that long? Unbelievable. If you take a look around here, Trey's gonna take a pen over while I take a bite. That is good. So some folks still making their way in here. Picks up, I don't know, once again around 6 a.m. local time. So I got a little bit of time before folks come back in. We're gonna take you behind the scenes here though. And I think they're going to allow me to make one of these beignets. I'm going to show you how it's done. Cottonseed oil, one of the tricks with this, but they are so good, nice and hot. I can tell you, the Buckeyes preparing for this football game, a couple of them probably stopped by here, but hopefully they're not making a steady diet of what is going on here. In the next half hour, talk to a former Buckeye, couldn't wait to get back here and get his hands on some of these beignets. He loves them. Not the healthiest thing in the world, okay, if you're committing to be fit, but we'll deal with that next year when we get back from New Orleans. All right, Karina, stick around. We'll come back. Maybe I have a surprise for you, too.
Oh, all right. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad that you finally tied those beignets to the Buckeyes somehow, because I was just thinking this whole time you're down there just eating delicious food. Okay, good to know. Enjoy it. We're going to check back in with you, and we'll see what you're up to next coming up here shortly. Well, the countdown is on. Just 2 more days until the big game. 10 TV's Bo Bishop is live in New Orleans with a look at how the team is preparing.
Good morning from New Orleans, where Thursday Ohio State and Alabama will play in the college football playoff semifinal here at the Sugar Bowl. Ohio State comes into this game as a 9.5-point underdog. Think about that for a second. A team that's lost 3 games in 3 years is expected to lose by a touchdown and a field goal. And of course, it also makes sense. Alabama is the mountaintop that Ohio State is attempting to climb. But this Buckeye team is dripping with confidence, specifically on defense, where this team is coming off a shutout of Wisconsin. And confidence can be a funny thing. When you have it, it can feel bulletproof. The Buckeyes inching closer to feeling just that way.
You kind of have to beat the best to be the best, and so that's kind of the mentality that I have, at least going into this, is that those guys have really been the best for the last few years, and if we want to be at the best, we have to go through them.
We are aware of what we're capable of, and it would be a shame not to do that every game. I think guys understand that now, which is kind of exciting.
Of course, false confidence can be a problem. The Buckeyes guarding against that. We'll find out which one they have on Thursday night when they take on Alabama. That'll do it from New Orleans. Bo Bishop, 10 TV Sports.
Thank you, Bo, and don't miss a special edition of Buckeye Blitz tonight at 7:30. Then on Wednesday, we are back with a special 1-hour edition of Blitz from 8 to 9 p.m. And you can always get Buckeye information on 10tv.com/sports. Time now to take a look at traffic, see how things are moving out there in your Central Ohio Honda Dealers traffic alert with Brittany Begley. Brittany, I know we have that problem on High Street. It's closed. Any other issues out there?
You know what? That's our main concern. That's the area we continue to update you on. I want to make sure you know about South High Street because that is shut down because of the fire. Let's go right to our map so you can know exactly what to expect. South High Street is shut down at Williams Road. So this is the area you'll need to avoid this morning. And of course, it's a busy area. So this morning, plan on taking 71. And behind the scenes, I was checking in with Aaron. I know another concern that we have now is the ice on South High Street. So let's find out from Aaron how the weather's going to be throughout the morning.
Yeah, we saw that ice when we saw Laura. Definitely temperatures are cold enough. We're dropping. Temperatures are cooling off today, even colder tonight and into tomorrow. It's after that we start to rebound and recover just a little bit. But let me show you some of these temperatures right now as we get you out the door this early Tuesday morning. 20 in Mansfield, 21 degrees in Marion, 20 in Kenton, looking at 21 in Bell Fountain, 25 in Washington Courthouse. Good morning, Athens. You're at 24. 23 in Zanesville and a 24 in Cambridge. Look at the wind chill. There is definitely one going on out there this morning. It feels like it's in the upper teens almost everywhere we look. Feeling like 19 in Lancaster, 17 in Circleville, 18 is what it feels like in Mount Vernon. Winds are out of the north and the northwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Very similar to yesterday. We're in this very dry, quiet, sunny pattern. We're going to see that again today. So while it might be cooler today than yesterday and then even colder tomorrow than today, look at this. Nothing to see on live Doppler 10 radar. We're getting rid of the cloud cover. Let's go hour by hour. We can see this morning parts of southeastern Ohio showing a little bit of cloud cover out there. We'll call it mix of clouds and sunshine by this afternoon. I think we'll see a good, nice, decent amount of sunshine as we head throughout the afternoon. Into the evening hours tonight, it's getting even colder. The actual air temperature will be in the mid-teens for most of us, so the wind chills will be a lot cooler than that. It is going to be a chilly night and a very chilly start to that New Year's Eve. Now, a lot of people have plans. A lot of people will be traveling, hitting the roadways. No problems with that. It stays dry. Lots of sunshine, mostly clear skies for tomorrow. For Wednesday, it's just our afternoon highs are not going to get out of the 20s. So it's going to be in the teens and the low 20s as you get your evening started on Wednesday. But here we are, New Year's Eve night. And again, we're not seeing any precipitation. So a little bit of good news there. Sunny skies and cooler. Afternoon highs should be in the upper 30s.